Hey everybody, I'm live. I'm just going to leave a note here for the people that are waiting. Sorry everybody, this is what happens in live events. I have not figured out how to go into this scheduled event. Please go to live in channel. Cannot join this one. Okay, so hey, Heidi, you found me. Louise, you find me. Yeah, I just left a message in there for everybody. So I'm here. Yeah, I didn't go anywhere, honey. I just haven't figured out how to join. This will be my next lesson. A live that I've pre-scheduled. It wants to start a new live every time you're in there. Now, I do have my computer here. You're going to see me turn my head to the left every once in a while. I'm going to try to find my own live. Everybody, give me a minute because I'm still on the one that I told everybody to move from. Okay, give me a minute. That way I can see your comments. Give me my dashboard. Oh, come on. Just take me to my channel. Hit live. We'll get this worked out. And then it says 9 watching. Get this worked out. So that's you guys. And now I can see if I turn my head. Watching. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, so Deborah Jo. And now I can see if I turn my head. Woohoo. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, and we'll turn the volume off so you guys can't double hear me. Okay, so this morning I'm going to actually play with polyfiber paper. It's a texture paper that creates really cool textures. But I try to bring up the conversations that I'm having with people because I think it's really interesting to share what we're all trying to learn together, and especially me. I mean, I'm learning how much we haven't really done a good job. And yes, I'm in my hat. It's a Saturday. I'm just putting my hat on and bad hair day, right? But we know what assuming does. I'm assuming everybody understands the line, and they don't. And this morning I was talking to a client who said, well, and he's bought a lot of stuff. He says, does it actually say interference on the jar or interference somewhere? How will I find it? And we just simplified our tree on the website to actually say liquid paints, dry paint, mica minerals, morning, Deborah, or afternoon for you, tools, and then acrylic mediums. And then when you open up that tree, more will drop down. Well, the Bling It's got a really interesting group to that. Because there's a lot of different things when it comes to minerals. So when you open up the tree, the first thing that's going to pop up is the sets, and then color-coded mica. You're going to look, what the heck is that? Leslie was just talking about coating on interference. How is that different? Well, color coding means they've actually put a coating on the flake so it looks blue or yellow or green. This is a coating that's been put on the flake. But you see how it stays kind of sparkly and separate. But they're getting better and better over the years. They've been trying to make these color-coded micas for years. Then next down in the tree, it says interference. Those are the ones that have the shift in them. Sorry, Deborah Jo. Hopefully the screen will get better for you. Oh, come on. I want my live chat. I want to see all of them to be visible so we can see. Hi, Michelle D. Yeah, I saw you in the other live. So the interference is a different type of coating. It looks like white powder in the jar. And it changes the way your paint looks when it's mixed in your paint because it shifts the light. It changes the light. It does its magic mojo to the paint. And then next down the tree is our metallics. And I can hear everybody say, well, wait a minute, that sparkles, isn't it a metallic? No, actually the metallic would be gold, copper, bronze, mauve. We even have a red and an orange. It looks like a metal, and that's a different coating. It's called iron oxide coating. And then further down that tree, and some of you may or may not have heard of this, our moon rocks. What the heck is a moon rock, right? So this actually, now, fun fact, the color-coded micas and all the interferences and all those beautiful micas, they come from Germany and Asia. No one in the United States makes this stuff. They'll have it repackaged, they offer it, they're a distributor, but nobody actually makes the color-coded mica. It's technology right now remains in Asia and Germany, but the moon rocks are actually mica that's been mined in the United States. They spray it with a coating and then burn it. And they burn off the fiber. And what's left kind of looks like a platinum type of natural flake. And we colorize them for you guys. This is one of my favorite colors. I happen to love the driftwood, this natural metallic. But we have a dozen colors, but when you go further down the tree at the bottom, you're gonna see the moon rocks. And so that's where you're gonna find your interference listed. Now, actually on the small particulate, it says interference. I'm gonna flip my camera, new setup. Hopefully you'll see more of my table this time. There we go. I'm hoping we get a bigger picture on my table. Okay, so what's sitting in front of us is interference gold, sparkle gold, diamond, something I didn't show you guys in the last couple days. And I'm gonna try to do this with a paintbrush, even though this is kind of large. But the interference is so fine. There's just a little bit of varnish in that cup to just kind of suspend it. The interference is so fine, it like gives you this really great coverage because the particulate, the flake is really, really, really super fine. And the fine one's gonna give you the most shift. On the website actually says interference on the bottles when you're looking at it. But you can see how fine that is, right? Now, I didn't really bring any water here. We're gonna be without being able to rinse my brush here very easily. Okay. This next one, the sparkle, you can see they're a larger flake. See the difference between these two. See how fine that is and see how sparkly that is, right? You can see that, and more space goes around it, so because the flake is larger. Okay. Then the diamond, and Walter did ask if I could show the diamond today, is even bigger flakes. Looks almost like glitter, right? It's crazy beautiful. This looks like I might need a little bit more varnish. In here, it doesn't look like it's completely all wetted down. But the difference between those two, now I'm trying to see you guys' comment. I need these. Okay, hi, Christine. You see, I can't see comments in the this landscape. But see the difference. Here's your first one. There's your third one. So here's a fun thing. And if you watch Tuesdays and Thursdays videos, if you didn't go back, you can watch them as a replay. What I was doing is I was mixing, this is interference gold, this is the sparkle gold, and this is the diamond gold. Yeah, Louise, it is very interesting. Now, what's really cool, and Mandy Roca she's kind of the one that started me on this. I mean, I make my paints this way, but when I heard her say, oh, I'll mix a little bit of, let's say, interference green, right? With, oops, that had the wrong cap on it. That's a sparkle green. Interference green, right? With sparkle blue. You don't necessarily have to do that. And when you're mixing your paints, look at that. Look what happens when those two are mixed together. Imagine what they look like in a paint. And so use your imagination. You might use interference violet, sparkle blue, interference gold, sparkle red or violet. The violet and the gold, by the way, is stunning together. So we're going to play with polyfiber, though. Sorry for running to the next jam. So while we have a moment, I'm going to clean this up. but I wanted to kind of give you guys an eyeball full of the different particulate sizes in those interferences. Now, yesterday, if you're on Facebook, you might have caught it. If not, I did a live on Facebook yesterday, and I really have to show you the results of something that we did that dried. I'm really, really, really pleased with this. So there's a color in the line called Hollyberry in the Purely Pigments. And to me, thank you, Ivy, that really, looking at the bottle, looked kind of orange. I mean, it is a warm red, right? But yesterday, we mixed the Hollyberry. Try to cover these up so you can only see the one. The Hollyberry, 3 drops of Hollyberry. Hi, Terry. Mixed with Crimson Lust. Now, do I have it on my table? I might have removed it. Here it is. Crimson Lust is a red metallic. They use it in the automotive industry. So this, I really want to kind of need to have the little thing that says cover it up so you only see the one color, right? Color it up. So this was made with that Crimson Lust, and thank you, Terry. And I think it looks like I put violet sparkle in there, but I see flashes of blue, okay? Then I took it a shade down. I added 3 more drops of the Hollyberry. I did not add any more of this. What I did is I added some Vivid Intense Phthalo Blue red shade, and when you want to deepen a red, don't add black. You want to add blue or you want to add purple, but don't add black. Black is a shade, and its job is to take color away, remove color, right? We want it more organic when we're deepening stuff. So if you take a blue with a red shade, we got this really gorgeous wine. And that was just phthalo blue red shade added to this with 3 more drops of the Hollyberry. Then, for the fun of it, same Hollyberry red as you see in here, right? This is the whole proof of what the mica does. This was mixed with simply Interference Violet and Sparkle Violet. I played it straight. Yeah, see the thing, Louise, what's so cool is the mica interferes with the light and changes the way your eye sees the color. So this one has the same 3 drops of Hollyberry red, but had that deep red mica. This has the Interference Violet and Sparkle Violet. Like I said, I played it straight, just violet on violet, and it came out with this really pretty pinky red, and the mica did that. Then what I did just for the fun, and I don't think it's on my table, but I will turn around since I brought this up. There's another mica we sell called Harvest Fire. It's this beautiful Padparasha coral. It's stunning. And I mixed the Hollyberry with it yesterday, and I got this really interesting, pretty color combination with it, right? All done with the 3 drops of Hollyberry and resin. So, guys, the mica really can change everything. And look at all the different color combinations made with just 3 drops of Hollyberry red. This one ended up with 6, right? And about an ounce of the resin. It really works cool in the resin. I'll do another resin video, but today I want to play with the polyfiber paper. A lot of people have been asking me about that, and I think I can play with the Purely Pigment Metallics that I've been showing off. And for those of you who didn't see it, and I don't think Louise was at our last live, the Purely Pigments, let's get you a little history of these. These are pure color in the bottle. I don't mean like in ink. I mean, you could probably make 8 bottles of ink out of this, Louise. I just happen to see her. I happen to love your work, by the way, honey. So If this is 30 mils, this has about 26 mils of 100% pure liquid color in there with just enough carrier to get it to move. That's why only a drop or two in these mixes works. You can customize your own paint. But I took it a step further and decided to see what happened if I made some metallics, right? Now, they're not as saturated because we want the mica to show up. So what I did is, this is an old 5x10 canvas. I had covered it with crackle paste. What did you say, Mai? Hi, Ivy? I just wanted everybody to see this that didn't see this. I can't wait to see what this looks like on resin. I'm tempted to take this off the canvas and use it as a textural component in a resin piece. Yeah, I love your work, Louise. Love, love, love your work. And when Pamela reached out to me today this morning about you, I thought, aha, okay. So, all right, so what is the polyfiber? I've got to get into what today's segment's about. It's a texture paper that, when heated, will form cool, you might have seen this, cool texture on it. And then I've gone ahead and added more color and rubbed mica over the top of it, right? I don't know how many. Now, this was a happy accident, just so you know. I learned about this. The trick is the color side goes down when you heat it with an iron. I'm going to use a heat gun today because the paper runs from the heat, right? So you want your color down so the texture goes up with the color. This one, I tried to put the color side up. This is actually PrizmPour Ambrosia. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but I should have done it upside down. But I saved it here so you guys could see how I did this. These are just some scrap pieces from what I did. So what I'm going to do, first, when you heat it, you're doing it between parchment paper so it doesn't burn. But first thing I'm going to do is actually paint the paper. Now, rule of thumb is when you do it, you're supposed to go light. I already have a paper prepped with Diamonds and Pearls, Vivid Intense, and some of the Blue Opal. But I thought for today's experiment, while this dries, we're going to try to see what happens if we put the metallics on here. And I don't know, I'm thinking that might be pretty cool. I don't want to mess up my table. So I'm actually going to lay this on top of a paper towel in case something paints outside of our scope. What did I do under resin, Terry? What did Ivy ask? Oh, this would be gorgeous degassing. Wonder how the degassing will go as resin. Not sure what you guys are talking about degassing, but let's get on. So I've got this little cup, still got a little varnish in it, but it's not going to hurt anything. And I really want to use that red gold. I just had it in my hand here. These aren't marked. These are some of the secret samples we've been sending out to you guys with your orders. So there are things to come, the next generation of the purely pigments. This would be the metallic. And I'm just really curious how this is going to shrink up if I paint the whole thing with this color. And I am in love with this red gold. It's such a pretty tone. And yes, there's lots and lots and lots of sparkle to this sucker. I know I've been color mixing all you guys, so this is me actually trying to do a small project on camera live. We'll see how this works. Now you could spritz it with water and make it run a little bit further, but I kind of want to play it straight. And this has to dry before we heat it. So I really can't wait to see what this stuff looks like under resin. Once this is all puckered up and textured for us, right? I think it'd be beautiful. Guys, I just got to say, I'm so glad these lives are going well because I'm having a blast. I'm loving the fact that I can be like a kid on camera, actually playing with, hello, the paint I created. A novel idea, right? Okay, so this one's dried, and like I said, I coated it with a Vivid Intense Blue Opal. And what's Jo Sonja varnish? There was a little Jo Sonja varnish left in the cup, and then I put the metallics in the cup if you guys are asking, and then that's diamonds and pearls, okay? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna switch. I'm gonna let this dry back here. We're gonna put this between, with the color side down, right? Sandwiched between the paper. Now, when I did my video, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can do this with an iron and keep pressing off and on, taking the paper out, uncurling. There's a lot of uncurling going on when you're doing this. So I then decided to use my palette knife as heat. Let this thing get nice and hot. You kind of have to start at one corner to the other. Sorry for the sound, guys. I can't do anything about that. It's alive, right? And while the heat is transmitting, you're able to keep it flat. Give it a minute, it'll start doing its curling. Here we go. We're starting to get a curl on this end now, finally. I want to show you this. So what happens was it starts to curl up, right? So then give us our first little thing. I love when it does that because it looks like a cluster of little diamonds in there. So I want to do the whole sheet. So I have a surprise for you guys today. I've never, ever used this before. I don't know if it's going to work. We may have to go back to shoot, I didn't leave room for this tool I'm about to bring out. Oops. I bought this pizza slice thingy, and I'm hoping it's big enough to do the entire paper in one fell swoop, right? Look at this. Uh-oh. Well, that's okay. My backdrop just fell. That's what happens in lives. Now, I was worried this may not be big enough to be able to handle the whole thing on camera. I have a different setup here, but I'm just going to try this. You think I'm nuts here. I don't want the air blowing my thing away. The only thing is you can't really check with this. I know. You can't really check with this, but the heat is going to keep conducting, right? This is just the thought if I had to make a whole bunch of them. The only bummer is I can't see it and peel it up as it's doing its thing, right? I can't see it as it's going. So you may feel more comfortable with the iron. I realize this allows me to do a smaller thing on camera right in front of you. But you just want to be sure to watch it because when it starts to curl, it'll curl. And I'm keeping it flat so it doesn't want to curl up into itself. That's kind of the whole point of putting that on there, so it doesn't curl up into itself too much. This part could get boring, so you guys might want to talk amongst yourselves for a second. Wasn't really thinking about how long this is going to take, because I want to show you what I'm going to do to decorate it. How did I add the extra color and interest on the top? Bear with me, guys. If we were going to do this on a long form video, this part would probably be sped up. You'd see some of the beginning and the middle and the end. Thank you, Michelle. Pick their favorite ColourArte product. Look at that, guys. Now we can go a lot smaller on this, right? But I'm wondering if, what is this the point where the pizza thing comes on and the whole thing gets heated? Lay it under resin. I want to do a Kensuke piece that's sort of mixed media, where it's got the different sections that are taped off or painted off in different colors that maybe have only one or two has this texture on it, kind of like a Kensuke technique. Oh, you guys are so, thank you. You guys are being so cute. And my computer, my cat is sitting right on top of my computer. And John loves resin art products. Okay, so let's just see what happens if we do this, because the whole point of this was to try the metallic. Feels dry to me while you guys are visiting. That way we got two ready, we can just do decoration too. Thank you for visiting. Kensuke, it's like Kintsugi, Kintsugi. Go look it up on Pinterest. You will be blown away at the pretty pieces. It's a Japanese technique where they used to, oh, can you see my furry animals? Actually, when I turn the camera around, sometimes Jasmine's on the back of my chair. But that's just a fact of life. Yeah, you have this polyfiber paper. Yes, there you go, Louise. Kintsugi, or whoever was saying it wrong, Louise just typed it right. So it's Kintsugi. And the whole point is it's like that art of taking broken China, Japanese, I think came up with this thousands of years ago, and they glue it back together with this beautiful varnish, I think, or some kind of specialty glue, and it looks like a gold leaf. And it's stunning. The technique is fantastic. And I keep seeing myself visualizing a couple of the sections of the Kensuke might have this texture paper, right? And then pour a little resin on just those pockets. That's what I'm thinking. I'm liking what I'm seeing underneath here. I know you guys can't see much. We'll see what happens. They recommend not going too dark on layer one. Oh, wow. That's really interesting. Wow, look how pretty that is. Yeah, I agree, John. It's kind of, it's hard to say the endless possibilities of this, to be honest. Playing with this polyfiber. This one pocket's like just too much paper. I kind of want it to curl up just a little bit more. Give us some more interesting parts to it. My cat's sitting here freaking out, wondering why that heat gun's making all that noise. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cool a bit. I gotta think about what we're gonna do with this one. This, I know when I did this color combination, I used some of the fluorescent Vivid Intense and then spritz it with a little bit of water, right? But I don't know, part of me, because I want to keep pushing the envelope and I'm in love with this color. The thing is, I'm wondering how I'm going to get this stuff to spread. I do have a spray bottle back here. I don't know how much I want to introduce water to this, but let's see what happens since I'm the one on camera playing with it and I'm willing to make a mess for you guys. I feel like I should pour some of this out. Boy, I got to make more. I'm almost out of this color. Can you tell I really like this blue? Oops. Sorry, my battery just told me it was low and it paused. My apologies. I didn't see that. So there might have been a little delay in the broadcast. I'm not sure how I'm going to apply this on here. This one was what I was not sure of. So I feel like just kind of running some of the color in the veins. Do I take a paintbrush? I know when I did it with the Vivid Intense, I laid some color down. Oops, sorry about that. And then kind of let it run into the pockets, spritzed it. Because you want all that color to go into the veins, right? If I could encourage it with a little paintbrush, get it to go into those veins for me. Because then what it does is it highlights the texture of that paper, right? No, separate. I don't necessarily would just want to do a blanket. Oh, is it pretty? That's really pretty blue. This looks like cerulean blue in the PrizmPour. This is a really, we don't know what we're going to name this thing, but out of the metallics, this is quickly becoming one of my favorite colors. Now, I think the next thing I did is I blotted it. I had to blot off the excess, right? And see what we had left, even though none of us wants to waste the paint. I could see it get down into these nice crevices here. God, those look like little diamonds there, those little beds. These little beds look like little beds of diamonds. Yeah, me too, Heidi. It's one of my favorite colors. So I'm just gonna blot the top. But I want the color to stay down into the crevices. Now I kind of wish I had shrunk more of this paper area here, even though this gives us a really good feel for the sizes of these things, right? What's a good name? Somebody said a great name. What's a great name? Let me go look. Well, sorry, my cat has already sat on the computer and shut off the light for me, so I can't see what you guys said. She's sitting next to me, and I'm not going to stop doing my live just because we have a little interruption here. This has to dry. Now I can dry it at a distance. Try to just get the material that this color is mixed in is fast drying, but because I added water, okay, so what should I put on that color, guys? I wasn't even thinking about what I was going to do with that. I'm just going to let this set aside and dry just a little bit, right? So what do I put on this? The same blue, it might give us green. Oh, deli paper? Oh my God, wait till I do my deli paper thing. Not a bad idea. You know what I do have? It's the Dancing Fuchsia. It's a pure rhodamine violet, but this is not, this color straddles the pure color and the metallics because it's pure liquid rhodamine violet. which believe me, these metallics are not pure. You wouldn't be able to see the mica holding up. But there is mica in this one to make it fun. You know what I might do first? You guys keep saying red and orange. I do have a red metallic, but what if red, magenta, red, magenta. And of course, now I can't see your comments because my little girl sat on the laptop. She's gone now. So maybe I'll be able to say, I'm screenshotting this chat for terms. Thank you, Louise. Well, it looks like I got a little green on a little blue on this. I didn't mean to do that. Let's get a new base for this. So we're not transferring blue on there. This is gonna make that little section kind of turn green. I don't know, I wanna do both, call me nuts. So I'm gonna take this really intense orange and lay it in some of the veins. Just kind of draw it in with the pattern that the paper has, right? And I'm trying not to get too much in my dropper. All right. Then, I don't know. I'm gonna take my finger and just rub it in. But then I also want to take this rhodamine. It's going to look red on this gold. Trust me, guys, the people that said red. But it's a pure rhodamine. I mean, this is strong stuff. I'm probably going a little hogwell nuts with that. But this will give us some variation. Yeah, don't use black. Unless you absolutely have to. Even gray. You can make beautiful grays by using ultramarine violets and sienna browns and white. And try to make a natural gray without using black. It's a challenge, but you're gonna find it. Wow, look at that rhodamine. Do the same thing with my finger. Oh, that's really strong. I know it's really strong. I went a little hog. Ooh, but look at the blue. You see the blue violet that's in that? That's starting to pop up. Holy moly. Whoa, 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 whoa. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I know there's mica in the dancing fuchsia, but wow, guys. I don't want to completely cover it. I want that beautiful orange and gold. You guys watching this? This is crazy. Yeah, well, it's rhodamine violet, John. It really is. And this little bit of orange over here, I don't want to go hog wild with the rhodamine and kill everything happening here, but just so it looks a little bit more consistent and fluid. And I think I'd rather use my finger than the water, because it's going to dry a whole lot faster. Look at that. That's crazy. Wow. So you could do coasters. Like I said, the Kintsugi technique, I'm seeing under resin. I know that there are people doing Kintsugi technique without resin. They're just doing a top varnish. So I don't know. I just kind of wanted to bring up this stuff. I played with this a couple of our educational events ago. Thank you. Now, the veins are still wet. So just like how this was set aside, or like we're going to set this aside like we set this one aside. Okay, so, wow, look at the paper towel. Crazy. The paper towel is even sparkling. Holy shamoly. Okay, so This is really gorgeous. It's blue on blue on blue. There is some interference green happening in here. If you can see, like they look like little jewel beds. That's at least what it reminds me of. So first thing I'm going to do is take a little bit of some interference violet back to these micas again. Okay. And I don't know if this is going to help. I usually use my finger. But this is kind of one of those stipple brushes they use for fabric. I just want to get some interference violet brushed onto this. Is that violet or is that blue? Oh, that's interference blue. No wonder it was. Oops. No wonder it looked blue. Here's our violet. Oh yeah, there's our violet. See, anything can happen in a live. So let's take some of this interference violet. I'm going to get very tactile here so we can see how the violet and the blue is going to shift. So I can get kind of shifty in here. Now, I love what the violet does when it goes into the beds. See these little jewel beds things that I keep talking about? It really, really looks gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? It looks silver, but it's actually the Vivid Intense Diamond and Pearls. It does have a color called opalite mixed into this. That's why you're getting that beautiful silvery test. Do I do a test piece, Jasmina? Yeah. Hey, Taz, how you doing, honey? So again, I like the violet down in those beds. Like what's happening down there because I'm getting a lot of color variation in here. And it feels really good to just take my fingers and just kind of rub the colors in there and have a little play. You can get rough with it, right? Just move that color in there and feel like you're being tactile. Look at that. Okay, now I want to add some sparkle. Not sure if it's going to take it. I'm just going to keep pushing this envelope. I think I want to add some sparkle violet. I know I'm staying in the violet family. Here's some sparkle violet. Because it's going to add a little glitz when you turn it, and especially under anything you put it under, varnish. Yeah, me too, Taz. And I love how this is turning to blues. Then it's giving me a turquoise cast. Then I'm getting this violet cast. Now, I will tell you, this one, I ended up putting fluorescent red violet in the veins. This is done with red opal, fluorescent red violet. You can see the sparkle gold in the beds, right? Yeah, is your mind whirling on this, Taz? Yeah, the sky's the limit on what we can do with texture. And this was actually, this is how this started. So this is the red opal with golden red sparkle. You can see the bigger flakes in the beds, but then I put fluorescent red violet on it. So in theory, this might be a little bit strong. And I'm opening up a door here, asking if I can find my fluorescent red violet fast enough. Because I got all this stuff on my back table, and lo and behold, look what I found. My Vivid Intense Fluorescent Red Violet. So I don't want to ruin this. Actually, you know what? I don't want to ruin this. I said it out loud. I think when I would be getting ready to mount this on my piece after it's completely dry, I might use a third interference on top, but this is so stinking pretty, I don't want to ruin it. So I don't know what you guys think about this, Princess Jasmina, obviously you don't want me ruining this, so I'm not going to. Now this is crazy. This experiment, I have no idea where I'm going. But no, I'm not messing with that other one. Thank you guys for popping in. I do love this blue effect that we're getting in here. And I love what the orange did while I only got a little bit of the orange on there on that one side. We haven't named this yet, but this is this brilliant red orange in a red metallic colored mica. And it just adds another dimension to the color. Now we gotta let this dry before you really see the sparkle. Let that dry. On this side, I think I can pop up more blue. I'm liking what that blue is doing. What do you guys think? Your first ornament video? Woo! So, you know, I could keep pushing the interference. There's some interference violet. That is kind of pretty with this. With that blue sparkle. There you go. Because the violet is warm, like the gold is warm, right? I don't want to take something down and change the tones too much. Yeah, I'm loving what that violet's doing. Are you guys seeing this? And the violet in that copper. Thanks, Taz. The violet and the copper. I got to tell you guys, hands down, I could not live without all three of those micas I showed you in the beginning. The interference, the sparkle, and the diamond. Yeah, and let me put a diamond on here. Let's add a diamond since we've not really played with it on here. Let's see what a diamond does here. Here's a violet diamond. Should look really pretty in these little jewel beds. And I could use a better brush. You know, I could take a paintbrush, carefully put it down here, which is what I would be doing if I was taking my time here slowly at home. So I'm not wasting any of it. I don't need it flying all over my table. I want the paint to stay where I'm going to put it. Add some more flash. Look at what happens when sorry, I guess you guys missed that point. My battery's going low. Look what happens when they add that little flash of diamond. I'm not sure if you missed it, but you know, I know I've been crazy rubbing it in with my fingers, but to be careful and not waste any, you can add it with a paintbrush in the veins, even when it, like this part here, still a little tiny moist. It'll grab it. Wow, that violet's almost turning red where this is wet here. Do you see that? Right here. That's nuts. And this is the diamond that I'm putting on, guys. So this is the new gold metallic with some of the dancing fuchsia. Some of the new metallic orange that's yet to be named. God, look at, there's that copper there. It's got a little, I could go crazy and keep adding copper streaks to this thing if we had time to, oops, uh-oh. I just shook the bottle up, look, and it wasn't closed. Okay. We've gone 49 minutes. I guess that's my way of the timer telling me I should probably cool it, but I don't know. I'm going to keep moving this copper around. We got too much on there, so let's do something with it while it's there. I've got that pink paintbrush out. Yes, it is. Dancing Fuchsia is included in the set. It's color number 11, John. You are correct. Just going to go with this. I mean, I dumped that coppery, orangey color in there for a reason. Now let's mop up Didn't mean to do that, guys, as you know. But this is definitely a live experiment to see what happens. And now I'm going to go back with my handy dandy diamonds and add a little bit more in here where I dumped it and it got wet. Yeah, I love these things. Look where the diamond's almost kind of turning red right there where I brushed that on. This is that violet diamond. Okay, so guys, thanks for playing with me today. A couple announcements. The Color Your World coupon code for the 35% off and free freight ends 11:59 p.m. on Monday. And because I'm now doing, thank you, John, and Diamonds are a girl's, oh yeah, they're Leslie's best friend. Also, because I'm doing lives now, I can talk about our educational events. Once a quarter, our affiliate team does an educational event. We made the decision last night of the dates. It will be the last weekend of January. Thank you, Princess Jasmina's mommy, Pamela. Yes, and so we're going to set up a reminder on the website, but I'll be talking about this till I'm blue in the face. So what it is it's 16 artists, 2-day event. During the event, each artist will give you, hi, Lisa. Wow, hi, Lisa. Each artist will give you a secret word or two that forms a phrase. Secret word or two that put together will form a phrase. After the event is over, you guys have 12 days to watch all the videos, submit your guess at the secret phrase for a chance to win the $400 shopping spree. And by the way, Sherry Ellis was on here earlier. She was the very first person to ever win our $400 shopping spree. And this is just a fun event where you learn a lot. Well, now that I'm doing lives, I'm going to be able to talk about these on a regular basis and remind everybody. So hopefully we'll have more people on our lives this quarter because I'm actually on camera talking about it. So remember, the lives are the last weekend of January. I think it's 27th, 28th. The Color My World code ends at 11:59 p.m. Monday night. And yeah, we still have a few more of these sets. I'm going to have to order more bottles, I got told. So I'm not going to have a bunch of extra bottles to do a metallic run with these labels. Like I said in the last 5, there was a little issue with the labels. If you wash them down with glass cleaner, some of the black rubs off. So we've got brand new, thank you, Michelle. We've got brand new labels coming, but I think what I still will do, I will do one set. And let me know what you guys think, so put comments in there. That has 10 more matte, possibly 10 metallics. We'll do it as a big Christmas set. Because to do the metallics in their own bottles, I've got to order 2-ounce bottles. I've got to run a new batch of labels. But I don't want to hold you guys off on getting your hands on these. So even if I put them in a one-time set only, one time, and so you guys are saying you're a fan, but let me know. We're going to put them up. And we'll order more bottles Monday. They'll have them back to us by Wednesday or Thursday. So we'll be able to probably put up next weekend, possibly. It's going to be a lot of work. The next release of colors in the metallics, so we can put them together in one and get some of the metallics to you. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Happy Saturday, happy weekend, happy holidays. And I will see you next time. And have fun playing with color. Bye, guys. Let me end. Yes, I want to